My name is Pixel, and this time I will summarize the whole story of one of my Candy Love bachelors in 3 minutes or less. My Candy Love is an episodic automa dating sim game developed by Bimov. The whole series has 3 stages: high school, university, and adult life. We are going to begin with high school. In high school, the main character Candy has 5 different romantic interests. In this video, we are going to talk about Lyssander. Lyssander Sinclair Ainsworth is one of the dateable characters, and he is first introduced in episode 4 as a band member with Castiel, another romantic interest, whom he is best friends with. Lyssander lives with his brother Lade. He is known to be very absent-minded and always carries a notebook with him, where he writes poems and lyrics for his band songs. However, he always forgets where he leaves his notebook. Him and Candy get close with some random events, like finding him at the beach, going on a school trip, stalking him in the locker's room, and they hug for the first time when Candy has a fight with Castiel. She cries and Lyssander consoles her. They perform in a play together, and after 28 episodes of high school life, they became an official couple. Throughout the story, we learn some things about Lyssander, couple of interesting facts. First of all, his mother had complications to give birth, so she gave birth to Lyssander when she was 40 years old. And this is one of the biggest plot holes of the game, since his parents are supposed to be like 56 years old while he was in high school, but they look like this. And also, they die a couple of years after he finishes high school, and somehow they were 80 years old at the time. Look, I don't know, somehow this isn't a discussed topic. Anyways, his parents own a farm and they couldn't move, so they just gave Lade and Lyssander some money to live near a school. So that's why they lived alone. The couple starts going steady and we have some cute episodes without any major problems. But after 30 episodes of high school drama, Lyssander gets run over by a car and suffered from amnesia. Conveniently, he doesn't remember Candy, you know, his girlfriend, but he remembers that he was in love with his brother's girlfriend. Yes, and so Candy gets hurt, but eventually he recovers his memories and Candy forgives him. I mean, I would have been pissed, but you do you, Candy. We get a couple more events, like him getting jealous, going to dates, and doing some naughty stuff. Couple more kisses and we get the final chapter, where they go to prom together. Sadly, the developers of the game thought that they needed to add new faces for the second season. So Lyssander and Candy's high school story ends with Candy going away to university to another city due to her parents' work. Lyssander's parents pass away not long after he graduates, and he decides to give up on his dream of being an author and owns his parents' farm instead. We do get a spin-off, an alternative ending, where Candy actually fights for their relationship. Candy goes through a lot of events during high school, but this was basically Lyssander's whole story in 3 minutes or less. Thank you for watching.